Okay, we're live. Hi, this is Janice Skychi Travels, and today we are talking to the Atlantic Impact youth who are in Barbados. They are from Detroit, and please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Javon Bullock. I'm an 11th grader from Demi High School in Detroit, Michigan. We all attend that school as well, and I'm going to pass it on.
Hi, my name is Desmond Lawson, and I'm also an 11th grader, and I'm 17 years old.
Hello, my name is Kenneth Butler. I'm 16 years old and I'm from Detroit, Michigan.
Hello, my name is Laurel Carr. I like technology, and I'm 16 years old.
Okay, well, I'm glad to have you. And there's one more person missing. Somebody just walked by, right?
No, he actually left out. Actually, he's leaving now.
Oh,
Right
okay.
now, he has to go somewhere.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad to have you guys to join us. So tell us a little bit about your experience in traveling to Barbados. How was the airplane ride?
Okay, so from we have the
Introduce yourself every time you're talking. Name
okay, so
yourself.
I'm Javon Bullock. Okay, so traveling it was a great experience because this was my longest plane ride ever. So we had to take two different flights just to get here. So we drove from Detroit to Windsor, and then we had to take a flight from Windsor to Toronto, and that was a nice flight actually. It was really nice. And then from there we spent the night in Toronto, and then from Toronto to Barbados. And the flight from Toronto to Barbados is around 5 hours, and it got pretty boring, but it was a nice flight though. It was smooth sailing through the whole way, and then here, ever since we've been here, we've been having a blast.
Fantastic. Anybody else want to share their experience flying first time?
Yeah, it was really my first time. Oh,
Na-
my name is Desmond, by the way, and it was my first time getting on an airplane leaving my city. I thought it was like be a little kind of scary, but it wasn't really much all that scary. And went to a different place that I never been to, which I always wanted to go, but it came out all right, fun.
Well, hello, this is Kenneth, and this was also my first time flying the plane. But it wasn't like everybody was saying the first time would be scary. For me, it was actually really fun. And it looked beautiful because when we were flying to Toronto at night, you could see all the lights below us, and me and my neighbor, recorded it as we were flying. Plus, turbulence. People were talking about turbulence doesn't feel good. Actually, I liked it. It was kind of soothing, and it calmed me. I went to sleep on the plane like 6 times. It was a 6 hour trip from like Toronto to Barbados, but it felt like 3 days. But it was still fun and nice. I loved it.
All right, I'm Laurel.
Okay.
This was my first time flying too, and so some people said that I was scared on my first flight, but I really wasn't. Okay, they was telling me about it and everything, and I
I
was
sat
like,
next to him, by the way. He was so terrified.
I wasn't. I was just like ready to get up in the air and start flying and everything, but it's actually pretty boring to fly if you ask me.
It is boring. That is true. I mean, there's a certain level of excitement, like once you first get on, then after that, it's like, okay, I'm on here now, right?
Yeah.
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 So so since our first talking, our first meeting, we kind of like forgot like a couple things about you. Would you mind like refreshing us, giving us a refreshment of who you are again?
Okay, so I am well, former flight attendant. At the time that I talked to you guys, I was a flight attendant, but I've retired now. And so I'm a former flight attendant. I'm also a travel blogger. Um, I have lived in France, Belgium, Venezuela, Argentina, and Turkey. I have four offspring. One one was born in Turkey, one was born in Belgium. The other two were born here in Chicago, so I'm from Chicago. Um, what else can I tell you about myself? I'm very passionate about travel, about youth, about learning languages, opening, just being able to explore the world and open your mind and just have another point of view.
Thank you.
That was great.
So
You're welcome.
So, you mind if like we give you an interview?
Go ahead.
Okay. So my first question is, okay, Skychi. Where does that name come from? How did you get? How did you come up with that name?
Okay, so Sky Shy is because
Oh,
I
Sky
love,
Shot.
yes, Sky Shy. Shy Town for Chicago.
Oh, I get it now. Okay, Shot now. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So well, I love to fly, so that's why in the sky I just daydream, I create. Yeah, so that's why I chose Sky Shy. So,
All right.
yeah.
My name is Desmond. I have a question for you. Who motivate you to start traveling?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I got motivated to start traveling. Well, first of all, let me say that my family has always been traveling. Like since the 1800s, my family has just been traveling. Great my great grandmother, her father, my great great grandfather was a valet, and so he worked packing clothes and preparing clothes for entertainers, and he traveled around the country. He traveled around the world. I mean, so back in those days, they would pack steam. They would travel on steamships. So he packed steamers clothes for actors and actresses, and he traveled that way. And then his sister was also well, she wasn't a valet, but she worked for actors and actresses, and she traveled around the world as well. And then his daughter, which is my grandmother, she was a jazz age dancer, so she traveled all around the country. She danced with Josephine Baker.
Wow.
Yeah, so my family just has been traveling. Everybody I know travels, I just grew up. I mean, we started out with car trips when I was a little kid, and I took my first flight at age 12. My mother took my me, myself, and two sisters. We went to New York City. That was my first flight, and then the great grandmother that I told you about, there was the jazz age dancer. She took us, and she was really old. She was like maybe in her 80s, but she just still took three little girls on a trip, and we went to Denver. We went and stayed on a ranch. Then she took, and this is all one trip, mind you. Then we flew from Denver to Los Angeles, and we stayed in Hollywood in Los Angeles with her stepson. So yeah. So I mean, and then later in high school, I got the travel bug to want to go overseas from my French teacher. So the high school that I went to, we had to choose a language, so I chose French. And then Madame Tatar was my French teacher. She showed us slides constantly. She showed us slides of Europe, of her travels. And then she decided she was going to take a group of students to Paris, and I wanted to go when I was a sophomore, but my father did not have the money to send both my sister and myself, so I just started like vision boarding, but I didn't know that I was vision boarding. So I collected for 8 years every article about Paris, every newspaper clipping, anything I could find out about Paris, and I started writing the tourism board, and then I just collected all these materials, and I had them up under my bed in a box, I think, and I would pull them out and I would just look at them, and I just did that, and I majored in French. I just kept studying French language and culture until 2 days after I graduated from college, I went to Paris, and didn't know anybody, just got on a plane, went there, and lived there for a year. So that's how I got started.
Wow, that sounds interesting.
Yes. Now I have two questions for you. So,
Yes.
how is your French right now?
C'est très bien.
Comme ça?
Je parle français très bien parce que j'avais un accent parisien. C'est tout. Mais I never lost my French. So, I mean, as a flight attendant, I would speak French. Well, I lived in Venezuela and Argentina, so I learned Spanish. But as a flight attendant, I would fly to Montreal, and just doing my JFK route, I would have French speaking passengers. So I never lost it. I'm able to still to communicate in French and Spanish. So,
That
yeah.
is so cool. My second question was, since we are living in the Caribbean right now, and I see that you recently visited Jamaica, how was your trip and experiences there?
In Jamaica, oh my God, I love Jamaica. They really welcomed me. They were like, "Welcome home, my sister." I felt like I was at home. Yeah, and I'm really itching to get back to Jamaica right now, the place of one love. I need some one love right now. Where people are united. The diversity. I love different cultures, different people. So, yeah, I need to soak that in right now. I mean, Jamaica's amazing. The food is amazing. Um, I mean, jerk chicken, red beans and rice. They call it peas and rice, and callaloo, which is kind of like cabbage or spinach. Plantain. I absolutely adore plantain. It's like one of my favorites. Um, and the nature, the beauty, the open air. So I'm sure you guys are experiencing that in Barbados. So tell me a little bit about
Oh,
what you've
actually, we have
seen.
a great experience
And
here.
everyone here is nice. The food is great. The beaches are beautiful.
I love how the money
The
is.
people are beautiful
Yeah,
too,
money.
and the money is great.
What do you mean the money's great? What does that mean?
I mean, their money is it's colorful. It's really different from the money we're used to seeing in the United States.
And the best part about it is, so if you bring like $100 here, that's $200 in Barbadian money.
Wow, that's a good
And so
deal.
everything we
So
have is double the price.
it doubles, huh?
Yeah.
That's good to know. That's good to know. Wow. So what kind of food have you had since what they call it Bajan? Is it Bajan or Bajan?
Beijing.
Bajan. What kind of Bajan food have you tried?
So me, I have dolphin, I had cuckoo, I with okra, I've had macaroni pie, um, as well as Bajan pepper sauce.
Ah, nice.
They call it cutters.
I've had guava jam, and it's a beverage called Mavi. It tastes like licorice, and it's really good.
And I tried this sweet potato. I believe it's sweet potato.
Sweet potato, mashed potato.
Yeah, and it had pineapples in it. It tastes really sweet.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, and I tried that hot sauce. It tastes really good though, not that bad.
Wonderful.
So, in Jamaica, can you name one dish that you did not like?
No. I'm a foodie. I love to eat food. So yeah, there's not much that I don't like. But you know what? I don't eat pork and I don't eat beef, so I try to stay away from those things. But other than that, if it's chicken, seafood, turkey, I will eat like wild, like bison or something like that, but I really stay away from beef or pork. So, but yeah, there's not much I don't like. I love well prepared, high quality food. So like gourmet, that's what I enjoy.
Okay. Well, who
Yeah.
doesn't like that? Who doesn't like gourmet? So my next question is what is a regular day like for you? Because like I know you're probably a busy person, so like what is a regular day for you?
Oh, regular day. Well, now I started working out since I stopped flying. Um, but I do a lot of social media. And I'm glued constantly to my Twitter right now, which is not something I do normally. Normally I do Facebook, I do Google Plus, photos, videos. I go to jazz concerts and I'll tweet live from there or Instagram live, those things. So that's pretty much what I do. Is social media. That's my day.
Hello, this is Desmond, and my next question is, what was the funnest trip you ever went to?
Funnest trip that I ever went to. Hmm. Let's see. Well, I would have to say I love Cancun. I love Mexico for some reason. And I guess it's my experience from living in Venezuela and Argentina, probably. I love Latin culture. I love hearing the Spanish. They're warm and friendly people. The water is amazing. The beaches are amazing. Um, they love to party, so there's always music, laughter. They're just such beautiful people, and I love Mexican food too. But I mean, authentic Mexican food is nothing like, I guess, what we have here. So it's a very healing place. I know I went there, and I think I had injured my leg, and I was there for a week. And by the time I left, by eating the food and drinking the water, and just the sun, I healed. So it's amazing. It's just an amazing experience. So I'm in love with Mexico. That's another place I love.
This is Kenneth, and my next question is, what was the oddest experience you've had living out abroad?
The oddest experience I had living out abroad. Okay, so when we lived in Turkey, I think we lived there 2 years, but not consecutively. So my ex-husband was an international basketball player, and I met him in Paris, and then we came back here. Um, and then we kind of bounced around from country to country. And when we went to Turkey, Turkey's kind of like, to me, I guess, third world. So when you travel, like Barbados is first world. North America, the Caribbean, I would say that's like first world. And then South America's like second world. Third world, it's where it's like I don't know. We stayed in this apartment. The first weekend we were in our apartment, the lights went out, the water was cut off, and we had no gas. You had to go out and buy gas in these containers and then hook it up to your stove. So some countries don't have like piped-in services. Oh, and then you have to bribe somebody to get a phone. So we had no phone. So to me, that was third world. Like we had nothing, and so that was a huge adjustment. So that first weekend being in that apartment, we had just moved in and we had no services. So my survival skills, I had to kick in. I mean, we had to go outside, take containers, go get water with the locals, go to this it's not a well, but there was a spout in the side of a wall. We had to go and get water. And then I didn't have a washing machine, so we had the people in the building, they helped us to get a maid, and she would come in and she would put our dirty laundry in like this bucket, not a bucket, but a large pan on the floor, and she poured water in it and the soap, and she would step on the clothes, and that's how she washed the clothes.
What?
So, yeah,
Wow, that's
yes. And then she would hang them up to dry. So that's like third world living, you know. So, but if I had to did that first and not gone to Europe first and did first world, I think it would have really been a culture shock, but it was gradual for us, because I would say some parts of Venezuela is probably like second world, but Turkey definitely was third world. Parts of Turkey, parts of Istanbul, yeah, third world. So I would say that's probably the most, yeah. And it's like biblical times. You during Ramadan, they have Abraham was supposed to sacrifice his son
Oh,
Isaac,
yeah.
and then there was a bush, a ram in the bush, and that was sacrificed. Well, they actually do. I actually witnessed during Ramadan, during that time, a sacrifice, but I think it was a bull,
Wait,
and
they
he.
sacrifice humans?
No, 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 no. They don't sacrifice humans. He hit the bull in the head, and then once the bull, this is on the street, and then once the bull fell out, he took it and he sliced it open, and then there was a woman there, and they give to the poor the first offering from the sacrifice. And so he cut it open and he took out the raw meat and he gave it to her. And this is like on a side street in a neighborhood. And so I witnessed that, and I was like, wow, that is living the Bible. That was amazing
Yeah,
to
no,
me.
they actually did it like exactly the same way.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
That's crazy.
Yes. Yeah. So.
I never knew
So
that Turkey. Oh, I never. I said I never knew that Turkey was a third world country. I never knew that. That's cool.
yeah, well, parts of it. I mean, it's half European and half Asian, but
Uh-huh.
it's still very old world when
Oh
you
yeah.
go there. Like, yeah, it's very old world. Like there's dust and dirt, and people are washing. You have to, how in the Bible they wash their feet? That was a ceremony. Well, they did that because it was dusty. Well, they still do that in Turkey today. I mean, like I was at a zoo, at the zoo in Istanbul, and I went in the bathroom, and people had their feet in the sink and they're washing their feet off because they're dusty, you know. So
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
So I have to ask you this, like, so you've been somewhere around the world, right?
yes.
So if you've been out to all these different places, why live in Chicago instead of live like somewhere like Africa or why
Mm.
live in Chicago?
Why I live in Chicago? Because my family is here, and I was raised with Southern values. My grandparents and my father came up from Refarm, Alabama, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. They came up on the train during the migration, and I was raised to respect elders and take care of elders, so I take care of my father. So my family's here.
All right,
So,
I have one more question. Have you ever bring any family members with you?
well, I mean, when I lived in France, Belgium, Venezuela, Argentina, and Turkey, I was actually having children and raising children. When I went to Paris, I was there for the first 3, 4 months by myself. And then I met my ex-husband, and then after that, we were together for the next, what, 25 years or something. So yeah, I traveled with people. Now I would say I'm a solo traveler, but originally I started off solo because I left for Paris 2 days after I graduated college and didn't know a soul. So I started solo and now I'm back solo. But I've traveled both ways, with family and without.
Oh, that's cool.
So we wanted to just give you like a quick perspective on our experience in Barbados. So
Great.
everyone's gonna go in a circle and we're gonna tell you what we did in Barbados. You go first, Laura.
All right, so when we first got to Barbados, it was like really hot. So the first day, Samantha, our director, I took us like basically around to Bridgetown because we were like at the airport. So once we got there, we got settled in the house and everything. And then the first place we went that same day was Where you going? I'm here to speak to you. I have a room now.
Was it like an historical place?
I think she took us to. I think we went.
Big Meaves?
Yeah, we went. No, that was the next
Oh,
one.
no, that was first. Wait, yeah, that was first. We was first. Then second, this was place now.
Oh yeah, we went. We had. She sent us on like a journey on a voyage to find this house, and at this house we were going to get like a meeting, and they were going to teach us about entrepreneurship. So she sent us by ourselves to go find this house. Mind you, we only been in the country for about 4 hours. We don't know nothing about it. So
she gave us directions.
She gave us directions, but it was we were so lost that we passed the house like twice, and we didn't even know.
We were so far off route, it was crazy. But then she came and she picked us up. We found our route back.
And she said it's good to get law because
Then you can really experience the country.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
true.
so my experience. Okay, go ahead.
No, no, no. I was just agreeing with you. I want to hear a little bit more about the entrepreneurship meeting. What did you
Oh,
learn?
that was amazing. Well, this meeting, it was a guy, Barbadian, and he was telling us about how to be an entrepreneur and how you should think and how you should act in entrepreneurship. And sometimes it's not always about money; it's about the passion you should have for something. And he was giving us tips on how to be entrepreneurship advice. Then we did some activities together where we would talk about like what do we want to be when we get older. Then we would what would we do, guys? What did we do again? We did a creative activity type thing, and it was just like it was very enlightening. It opened my eyes a lot. Opened my eyes up like a lot on entrepreneurship.
He also showed us how to open up our mind. He said, if you want to think creatively, you have to think like a little kid, because when you're small, you're a child, no one can tell you what you can't do because you don't know any better. So if you think like that, you will be more creative and stay outside of a box. Matter of fact, he said remove the box completely.
Yeah, destroy the box completely, and that will take you far. And that really touched me because I just feel like that's like so true. And now when I go back home, I can utilize those skills to help me for like my future businesses if I want to open one or something like that.
And what he was talking about is that like some little kids, like, you know, they might be all goofy and everything, you know, but they know a lot of stuff when they can learn from school and like inside and outside from school.
And sometimes when the child grows older and they had experiences like school, and you know people, they impose their thoughts on the child, and it kind of like stifles their creativity, which is why you have to stay open.
Yeah.
I also want to talk about, I don't know if anyone else mentioned this, but the buses here.
Oh yeah,
the
buses.
Public transportation.
They drive really good. It's way better than how they drive backward in U.S. or because they don't have the speed limit. They just go.
And the streets are so like narrow, but it's like a roller coaster ride. But it's like they are professional drivers. Like
I haven't seen one crash.
Every Barbadian bus driver was
like, and then they didn't mention how like the buses are so packed. There's like at least I'm gonna estimate about 35 in one bus. I'm not even lying about 35 people in one bus.
Yeah.
And the buses are small. They're not even like the big buses you will see in like Chicago or Detroit. They're like a van type thing. They're like a van you would like see on the street. Like that's how small they are. And there's like so many people in the bus, and everyone's smushed together. But you get to your place on time though. They go really fast.
Yeah, and they also got taxis too. They always be packed as well.
Every time we walk up the street, they wave us. They flag us down. They be like, "You guys need a ride?" We be like,
"Yeah."
No.
So we live in Bridgetown. We were going to Spicetown one day and walking. Like 13 different buses passed us. Spicetown, and they're asking where we're going and stuff. It was so crazy.
We like, no, we just walking up the street.
It sounds like you guys are really having a great time there. So tell me a little bit more about the entrepreneurship. I think it's really important that you guys, I don't know, start dreaming, start playing while you're there, so that when you get back to Detroit, you can keep it. Okay? So did he give you like exercises to do, or?
Yeah, he did actually. We did a numerous amount of exercises. Can you guys explain that to her? One of the exercises.
Let me think back.
Yeah, it was our first day here, so we kind of forgot about some of them, but I still remember the key points. So a key exercise we did where when so we had to gather our partners, right? And we had to tell our partners what is why
Why do you feel you should be a
Actually, I have the two questions right here. Hold on.
why should you be? I have it too. The two questions were why should you be an entrepreneur?
It's another activity that they had to do that we had to write.
Why do you believe you are good for entrepreneurship? That was the first question. The second question was one thing that you came to this Barbados session to improve on. We were paired up with partners, and we had to discuss this among ourselves. Then everyone, they went back to their seats, and one by one we stood up and answered for our partner, but we couldn't tell them who our partners was. We had to do it in first person. So we had to say they
Or he or she. I'm not here. Not even he or she.
Just basically they. We couldn't give out a description of who our partner was.
Yeah.
Also,
we also had
he gave us traits of a successful entrepreneur. It was I had 8 traits. Do you want to know them?
Yes.
Okay. The first trait that he gave us was know your own strengths and weaknesses. Before you're an entrepreneur, you got to know what you're good at, because everybody sometimes wants to be the leader, but entrepreneurs, every time, they don't need to be the leader. That's why they hire managers. They have to know, their place. The second one was be open to seeing and doing things differently. We also talked about like inventions and how things can be used, like a pen can be bent, and that was Javon's idea. But like how to use something differently from what it was originally created to do. The third one was be creative, think outside the box. And as I said, he said remove that box completely.
You have to think uniquely, yeah.
Number 4 was be a person who likes people. He says even if you don't necessarily like people, you have to tolerate people and deal with them, to get the job done. Once you're done with that, you just be more successful. Number 5 was be willing to say yes when opportunities and experiences present themselves.
Yeah,
because
you don't really want to mess up the opportunity of doing that, because if you say no to that, somebody will take your dream job, and you might not ever see it again.
Or be able to improve as a person. Number 6 was be a person that is fed by pressure instead of letting it get to you. Like, some people, they are like last minute when they have a test, they like to do things last minute because they feel it gives them more pressure, more drive to complete it. He said instead of letting this pressure, stop you from doing what you have to do, you have to feed off of it, almost like a gas or food. How you got it?
And also to let pressure motivate you to do better. Don't let the pressure discourage you or stop you from doing something. Let the pressure guide you and motivate you and be inspirational to be better at something. Yeah.
Number 7 was get things done. Just do it. That's self-explanatory.
Meaning no excuse.
Exactly. Number 8 was find ways of getting things done that seem impossible. Solve problems. That means even if it seems impossible, you still have to try your hardest to do it, because if you don't try, you can't move forward. Just like he was telling us about the past, how they invented new things. Some people were stuck in a bubble. They didn't want to try new things. They laughed at Thomas Edison when he said about the kite.
Yeah.
Electricity and the kite, they laughed at him. They laugh at people that try new things, but he said you got to laugh with the people and not at them, because they might be the people
that know a lot of things.
Solve a problem that you have. They might be the people that cure cancer or create something new and different.
Exactly.
Wonderful, wonderful.
But
so go ahead.
Okay, so my biggest experience here was basically the history. I love the history behind Barbados. I didn't know nothing about it until I actually got here. I had some speculations, but it was not true at all. When I finally found out about the history, it's opened my eyes to a bigger world and just helped me. I felt enlightened on it as well.
What book did you read before you arrived in Barbados about Barbados history?
We read a book. We read a book called Sugar in the Blood, and it was like basically a story, a tale about one guy. It was a true story. It was about a guy named George Ashby and his voyage to Barbados, and how he came to Barbados and he basically discovered it. Discovered it, and he created it, colonized, created his own. His own city and his own like home there in Barbados. And how the slave trade to Barbados actually began, and how the sugar plantations began, and things of that nature. That's what the book described.
Okay. Anybody else want to share a little bit about history in Barbados that they've learned?
Jalen, have you answered?
No, nothing right now.
No? Okay. Okay. So, give me, I guess, 3 words to describe Barbados so far.
Amazing, awesome,
live-like,
Beautiful.
the people are friendly.
Okay, I
words.
have unity, love, and
caring.
hot. Yeah, it's very hot.
Transportation.
Yeah.
They're very
Fantastic.
country.
And it's laid back. It's real laid back here.
It's crazy. It's like they're fast, but they're also laid back at the same time. Like people on the bus don't even show the expression. Like they just sit there and relax on the bus. But when they get off, they're gone.
So, what did you guys do today? What was on your agenda today?
Oh, today was a chill day.
Yeah.
Today we actually did. We also did an interview today. It's our second interview with someone today.
Yeah.
We did an interview with a lady by the name of Suzanne Shane.
Travel Junkie blog.
Yeah.
Travel Junk at blog. We had to do an interview with her first. And after that, we went to the market. We got some bulldogs. They're giant beef hot dogs that sold at the gas station. They taste great.
They got sweets there too.
Oh yeah, I seen them.
And cake. Yeah, it was really good.
Okay.
And it's crazy how I didn't know that Barbadians were this civilized. I thought it was going to be like all nature and not even no cars, or I thought it would be riding horses and stuff like that. I didn't even know they were like a civilized, nice country like that.
Cuba.
Like they're like a nice Cuba, right? Yeah.
Cuba is like that.
I didn't know they're going to be like Cuba. I thought they were going to be like that. I didn't know at all.
She's seen you.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Right. Well, I'm sorry. Our mentor here. Say hi.
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 How are you?
I'm good. How about you, Samantha? Wait. Is it
No.
Samantha?
Her name is Shanidi. We all been assigned a mentor on the trip.
Hi.
Nice. Hi. Nice to meet you, Shanini.
Same
You want to
here.
tell us? You want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Like what?
We walked into this.
Come on.
We walked into this.
Tell
Tell us something about yourself.
Well, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, and
It's all like basic information.
okay. Well,
Well, what do you do, Shanini? What do you do?
I'm a
What's your
student.
occupation?
I'm a university student. Yeah, I'm studying
Hello?
medicine. Yeah.
Oh, say it again. I don't know. Something happened with the transmission.
She's like so nervous right now. It's so funny.
Okay, that's okay, Shanini. I'll take you off the spot then. But it was nice meeting you.
She just wanted to say hi and bye, you know.
Yeah.
That's
So,
fine.
I was scared.
Okay, so what
So-
did you guys do yesterday?
Oh, yesterday. What did we do yesterday?
Oh,
We went to the marketplace.
We went to the
it was like
marketplace.
walking
Cheapside.
around something.
We went
Cheapside market.
Cheapside Market. We went shopping yesterday
Bridgetown.
in Bridgetown. Just touring like the country and like getting buying stuff, basically, right? Like what tourists do.
The day before.
So what did you buy? What did you get
Oh,
at
I
the
bought-
market?
I bought
We went
everything.
shopping.
I bought a
You
mango.
went shopping.
I went shopping like I was at home, like I usually do. I went shopping. I bought so much stuff,
About like 6 necklaces.
and I ate so much food as well.
I was so full.
I had my first dolphin burger last night and my first cuckoo. My first. I had cuckoo with crawfish and okra, but the okra was like warmed up. I eat okra, but I never had it the way the lady prepared it. It was slimy kind of okra, but it was good though. But it just looked weird, like okra.
Okra.
Yeah, I can't pronounce it. Sorry. And I also ate what like a traditional food here is like jumping fish, I believe.
Flying fish.
Flying fish. I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't eat none of that yet, but I'm gonna get that. But I had macaroni pie and I love macaroni pie.
Macaroni pie is good.
Yes.
This is the first time I heard of it.
What macaroni pie?
First time I heard of it too.
What?
Oh.
It's not. Yeah,
It's not popular in the U.S.
You want me to have callaloo with crab? Yeah.
You know what that is? Well, she's talking to us right now.
Yeah, well, I'm from the Caribbean, so I know all about the food, so yeah.
Yeah, Janice, you know a lot about food as well. So I seen your blog. You post a lot of pieces of food.
Yeah.
I told you I'm a foodie. I love to eat. So I guess I can't wait to come and try some, what is it, Bajan cuisine? Bajan. Okay. Bajan cuisine. That's what I need to do. Definitely. Sounds good, though. So who bought the mango?
Oh, I bought a mango.
He bought a coconut.
Oh yeah, I bought a coconut.
You bought a
Dry
coconut?
coconut.
A dry coconut. I
Dry
wanted a giant coconut that you can drink, but I couldn't find one at the market. So I thought I would just buy a small one and it would grow larger. But
And actually
until
have the jelly.
Wasn't a good idea.
yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
They told me that I
It's
couldn't
actually
even eat my
really
coconut
tasty,
He was like on the hunt for the largest coconut.
that I could find in the market, but I couldn't find any. I was also looking for cacao pods, you know, chocolate and it's
Cocoa pod.
cocoa pods.
Yeah.
I was looking for those too, but they told me I could find them like on a tree. And I
Yeah,
couldn't
they
find them
couldn't
at the
find,
market.
they don't sell them because people don't just buy them off just so.
Uh-huh.
You have to get them off the tree and they have to go through a process to make the chocolate. You have to get cocoa pod and set up with the grates and you can put it in your coffee, your cake and stuff like that. So they don't sell it in the market because
It's called Cocoa Pod?
Yes.
they use that to make chocolate. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So Janice, we just wanted to say thank you for this experience. And we just all want to say thank you together. So 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
And we hope you wish you a good day and all that stuff. And we wanna have another meeting with you too sometime.
Preferably in person too.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
That would be nice. I will see. Well, aren't you guys coming to Chicago?
No, I was actually in Chicago like a few months ago.
Oh, really? Oh, somebody told me you guys were coming. Well, if not, I will make my way to Detroit to meet you guys then.
Okay.
Cool. Make sure
Okay?
you're east side.
All right. Well, I'm from the south side of Chicago. I think I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Ciao, you guys. Thank you so much for this interview.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. This is Skychi Travels, and we have just been talking to the Atlantic Impact Youth, Detroit to Barbados. Introduce yourselves as you sign off.
Oh, I'm Javon Bullock, and I approve this message.
My name is Desmond Lawson.
My name is Kenneth Butler.
My name is Warrell Carr.
And we are.
Okay, I'm going to take a photo. Hang on one second, you guys. Oh. Say something so the camera. Let me see.
Applesauce.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm taking a photo.
Impact. Okay, Barbados.
One love.
One heart.
Pandy Road, we go.
Akaramba.
Shaka.
Oh, wait. Oh, I see. That's why. There we go. Oh, one more. Another one. 1, 2, 3. You guys are crazy. Okay.
She took a lot of pictures, actually.
Right. I guess, oh my God.
You see them?
Yeah.
Oh, another one? Okay. All right. Ciao. Oh, I like that one.
Adios. Arrivederci.
Adios.
Adios.
This has been a blast. You guys are so much fun.
Thank
Have
you.
a
You
good
made
time.
it really well.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Everybody go down. Everybody go down.
I said.